Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name is Josh. Today we're talking about a crazy story. Every once in a while, I ask people who I should cover. And this one has been asked by many people. And I often just kind of wait until I have the headspace to dive into a new family, and that's what we're going to do today with this insane... I've only been diving in for 5 minutes and I'm like, OMG. And that's what you're going to do too. But it's a family called Not Enough Nelsons, and it's a shit show. Straight up, another Mormon vlogger family, craziness. Mormons. So we got to get into it. We got to figure out why so many family vloggers are Mormons. That's not what we're going to talk about today, but we will get to that. It's insane. We're going to talk a little bit about one of the videos that have been sitting in my to-do folder literally for about 6 months. And today I'm going to break it down. We're going to talk about this family, and I think there's a lot to talk about here. I can't believe that this exists, but obviously, before we do that, we gotta dance a little bit, we gotta have a little fun, get started. Let's go! Baby. Holly Smith. This is a Patreon. Ooh. Tried to have that little lighter touch on that one. It didn't work. Sorry, Holly. All right, YouTubers. Yeah, baby. I gotta think of dances. Emily Burke. Pretty sure I've thrown for Emily before. Oh. Anyway, let's get to the shit show. I think one of the things that draws you guys to my channel, and what some of you don't even know, is that often when I dismantle a family or I look through the family, I'm doing it in real time. It depends on the family though, because fathering autism, I want to know everything about it before I hit that story because I want to be serious about it. When it comes to families like this, often I'm realizing it as I'm Googling it with you. But there are certain things I had to research obviously on Tattle Life and things about certain families so I can get a gist of what's going on because to go down the wormhole of these families takes a lot of time, and I like to trust my gut instinct. I don't want to be tainted by too much information, and I like to just go with it. And so that's what I do here. And some people don't like it, some people like it. But you guys know I trust my gut, and so when I go down these paths, holy crap, it just keeps getting worse. Okay, so Presley is baptized. All right, here we go. So Not Enough Nelsons is a family vlogging channel on YouTube, obviously. 826,000 subscribers. They are Mormons out the wazoo, milk cake weirdo Mormons, okay? Straight up weirdos. And that's just right off the top, I'm seeing it. They have 190 million views. They make good money on here, let me tell you that. And we're Not Enough Nelsons. We're a big family of 17. Okay, we always get asked if they're all ours. 6 are biological, 9 are adopted, so yes, they are all ours. That'd be 15. So they have 17 now. So it's all messed up. So they said 9 are adopted, so yes. We sure love each of our 15 kiddos, but there's 17. So there's 2 since they made this. Just update your bio, dummies. So we hope you enjoy our videos. We have a blast filming them, except for the occasional meltdown. Follow along with our crazy family. First of all, this family is kind of like the crazy middles and crazy aces or whatever those other family are called, whereas they use adoption for views. And you guys know my stance on this shit ever since Micah and H situation. Adoption is a huge thing. And it seems to me like a lot of their kids are old enough to consent to have their story being told, right? Whereas a kid like H, who is nonverbal, autism and all that stuff, would never be able to give consent for Micah to tell his entire story like she did, right? I do believe when it comes to adopting kids, and I know because I've adopted too, that those kids need to have the ability to tell their story and not have to be exploited on YouTube. So let's take the first thing which is don't exploit your kids on YouTube anyway. Okay, these kids are legally adopted. They are their kids, and they are exploiting their children. Okay, and then if you are adopting children, okay, cool, and it takes an amazing person to do that. But also let them tell their story. Don't put it out there for the internet to see, specifically when they can't give you informed consent to do so. Now, if we go to their Not Enough Nelson's website, I think they have one here. Let's go to their. Of course, they only have a damn Instagram. So they've got 16 kids. Okay, so they said 15 kids. Their Instagram says 16. Then they say 17. I don't know how many kids they have. And when you don't even, like, if it's all messed up everywhere, then you got a problem, okay? So, all right, and they probably don't even the white. If there's a creepier photo on earth, let me see it, because it looks like they're looking at the Joseph Smith Mountains in Utah, Mormons, and it's super crazy. Like, that is the creepiest photo I've ever seen. Sorry, I don't care what you guys say. That's creepy. So they got tons of kids. They're clearly Jesus Mormons, and, you know, she's just, I guess they live their life on YouTube, okay? So let's be there. They've got 6 kids of their own, and they are just living their life on Instagram, and they are, as far as I'm aware, and the updates keep coming in from the page, is that she changes their kids' names when they adopt them. And she says it's their choice, but here are their names. Are you ready for this? None of Nelson's kids. All right. Here are the kids' names. Ledger, Beckham, Elsie spelled E-L-L-E-C-E-E, Dumb, Presley, Delaney, Paisley, Luke, Navy, Sadie, Lily, Jane Lee, Trey, Journey, Bridger, Cassidy, Kennedy. Like, it's like, I'm sorry. This is Children Under the Stairs. Like, this is Children of the Corn type of weird shit, because you want to have, like, I can hardly get I have a 19-year-old, and sometimes I call him the 6-year-old's name, okay? Like, why? How, like, just on that alone. Like, let's be fun of it. It's funny. Haha. They're making it, oh yeah, Chady, Katie, and Trady, and Sadie, and Laney, and Paney, and all these people. I get it. Ha, that's so cute. But why are you changing your children's names that you adopt? Now, unless the kid wants to have their name changed, okay, maybe. But apparently, not all their kids are old enough to make that choice, and so they make that choice for the kids. I don't like it, okay? So we are going to get into more of this, but I want you guys to know that this channel is super inappropriate. Like, it's not even, there's like, gross. It gives me the creeps, because I opened this video. Someone sent this to me and said, look at this video. I said, okay. It's called The Talk. Parents explain the birds and the bees to Paisley, who I think is maybe 10 in this video, or 11, so they're talking sex. Again, when we do the expose on the Mormon family vlogging cult, for lack of a better term, the cartel, whatever you want to call it, we really have to talk about the fundamental LDS church and why it allows, like, why is this a thing? Okay, I've been getting a lot of pushback from Mormons about my trailer video about Mormons, about how that ceremony that I'm watching, the veil ceremony, whatever it's called, that someone sent me, is a sacred thing. And I'm not making fun of Mormons for that. I'm showing you, when you guys get into that video, when we get into this thing, I'm not going to show you the whole video, but I keep asking Mormons, why is this a secret? Why do you guys have secret ceremonies? Why is anything that's connected to God secret? Okay, that's going to be a whole video on its own. No one can really answer. They call it sacred. It's sacred. It's important to them. And there could be many sacred things to many people. Like the undergarments are sacred to them. The Mormons have a lot of things that are sacred, okay? But for me, specifically when the Mormons want to stand on top of the King James Version of the Bible, and they stand on the Bible and say, we believe the same thing you believe, then you have to have the same standards. And there's nowhere in the Bible that says anything that they're doing at these temple ceremonies and all the craziness that goes on is biblical in any way. Zero biblical. But you can have weird beliefs like Latter-day Saints, you can have weird beliefs like Seventh-day Adventists, and all that kind of stuff, and still believe in Jesus. That's where I'm going to land, but it's going to get crazy. Anyway, all that to say, when we expose that, I think it's going to be very, very eye-opening to how these guys have got to where they've gotten, right? How do you make this your life? How are you a shitty-ass parent get away with it? How do you have millions of subscribers when your content is garbage? I'll tell you why. It's because Mormons watch them. And Mormons very, very, very rarely will step outside of their circumference, their comfort zone of Mormonism, because they don't want to be told otherwise. They're trained to be like, don't engage, don't fill your head with the sinful, lustful stuff like this channel. Don't do that, and they'll engorge on this stuff, right? That's how they get the fans. Anyway, I digress. This is going to be a long video. I'm already 13 minutes in, and this, I'm going to scrub, obviously, and I will not be blanking faces because this is an important video. Anyway, they take their young daughter to have a sex talk. Let's get into it. I watched a minute of this 6 months ago, and I'm like, that's how long it's taken.
Paisley, how's your getting ready coming?
Who does that sound like to you? We just talked about Laurent, remember? She sounds like spitting image of Mama Gothel or whatever from what's the movie? Rapunzel. Rapunzel, let down your hair.
Whoa, Paisley, you look like a princess.
Here we go. Ledger and okay.
Yeah.
Beckham looks like one of theirs.
Get busy.
I think you can tell theirs because they have the redheads and they're the younger ones. So this is Elise. If you're a teacher and you're reading this, is LSC here? Again, we just talked about this with the Micah video. Stop with the weird names.
Get busy.
So Presley's I think the star of the people. I don't know.
Get busy. I need y'all to
Delaney. Yeah, these are all like you could tell the ones that are theirs.
report to the dance floor right this minute.
This is like an 8-year-old twerking. A 8-year-old boy Mormon twerking. Cool. So adopted. Not adopted. I don't know. WWJD bracelet though. Adopted. I don't know who's adopted and who's not. How do you even adopt 10 kids? How do you get, like, do you live in a castle? Okay. Mom and Dad don't even have their names. So
Hey guys, welcome back to Not Enough Nelsons. I am super excited. Well,
super excited. Great.
I don't know if excited is the word. I am
Well, no, because you said cited.
carefully excited, nervously. Anyway, lots of words.
Stop with the stupid little Brant, dumb sound effects. If you're wondering, I'm drinking cherry juice because I have gout. Apparently it helps. We'll see.
How I feel about today's video, and I'm sure many more words to describe how Paisley's gonna feel.
Well, at least she's not filling her face full of Botox like the rest of the people. She's aging normally. Thank God there's one out there that doesn't have fake ass eyelashes and everything else. Good for her.
About today's video. So for us, around the age 8 or 9 is when we have found that our kids have questions and they don't have any preconceived notions. It's the least awkward, and their friends haven't gotten to them to talk about their version of the birds and the bees. We found that if we...
I'm not even gonna like front. That's what she said here is important. Okay, but I got to make a point here, and I've read some of the threads and other things. How can you parent 17 children properly? With the exposure that they all need, the one-on-one attention, impossible. When we're talking about the Duggards as well, we should probably start talking about them soon. But the Duggards, they just had their older kids raise the younger kids. So there's just no way you can properly parent 17 children. Sorry. I don't care. Come at me. No way. Sorry. Physically, mentally, you were limited. Impossible. I'm sorry.
Till they're 10 or 11, most of the time they have learned all about it from somebody else other than us. And we want our kids to learn about that kind of stuff that's very important and special from their parents who love them. Okay, so this is how we do it. A few days before, I usually make a cute little invite and I place it on their pillow and they find it and they're able to feel really special, like they got a special
Child, we're talking about sex. Mom, see you there. Could you imagine? I have an 8-year-old. I think I'm gonna let Mom do that one for the girl. I think so. Kathy's made me do all the sex talks with the boys, and it's just it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm a person that has no shame, so it's usually them that's embarrassed. But what she's tackling here is it's a tough topic, and it's a very important topic for your children. But just want to let you know, whatever your name is, Sue or whatever your name is, don't do it on camera in front of YouTube. Okay? That's the whole problem with this video. Not that you're doing it. It's that how you're doing it and how you're exploiting the situation.
Invite to go on a mom and dad date, and it's kind of a dress up fun thing. Anyway, they look forward to it, and it's special.
Dress up. Dad was wearing a Nike shirt came home from golf wearing the same shitty ass shirt from golf. Okay.
And then on that night, I'm going to show you how we get ready and what we do. We usually go somewhere fun and kind of fancy and special, and we have the talk.
Okay.
I'm going to bring you to that. We also have a really fun thing we do at the end of the talk, which is our tradition. We've done it since Kennedy, when we very first talked to Kennedy about the same stuff, and it's kind of a special family tradition.
Having this many kids, you're like, this is a family tradition. We talk about sex, and then we go bowling. It's a thing we do every time. Imagine having to do this 17 times. Okay.
I don't know if some of our viewers out there have noticed, but a lot of our older kids wear a special thing, and it kind of represents something really cool.
Are they going to talk about purity? Is it purity? It's a purity promise? You know how I feel about that. Oh, let's talk about it.
So more about that later, but I'm going to get ready making the invitation and go put it in her room, and then hopefully she'll find it when she gets home from school and can get excited about when...
So, not homeschooled, so there's a big giant F and red flag right there. Boom, boom, boom! Now, all of her friends get to watch her parents give her the sex talk on YouTube. Now, I know it's important to have this talk, but let me tell you, that can be a thing that is kept in private, and it's a secret. It does not have to be plastered all over the internet for friends to see. I'm sorry, that could be devastatingly embarrassing to any child. Just saying.
I'm gonna go out later this week.
Is this a Mormon thing? Just kidding. Just kidding, Mormons. Chill. Well, looks like it is, actually, so. Does she sleep on a chair? Okay.
All right, Pete.
I gotta see the size of these people's house. Is it huge? Is it like a Jordan Page style, like, you know, polygamous mansion? I need to know.
Did you notice something?
How many kids are in one room? Like, how many bathrooms are there? What are the fights like? Could you imagine the fights with 17 kids? I don't care. I don't care if you're all perfect. Somebody's bleeding every day. Someone's getting a leg broken, someone's getting kicked in the nuts, someone's getting their hair pulled, someone's getting their fingers smashed in a door, there's shit going down. Someone ate all the cookies? Who the F ate all the cookies, asshole? People are fighting. I would love to, let's watch that vlog.
Your room?
Yep, this note.
It's not on her pillow, it's on her chair.
Note. All right, bring it over here. Who's it to?
Oh, this is so dumb. Oh, look! Hey, did you find the note that we had for you? Here it is!
Maybe, how do you know it's not for you?
It says Paisley.
Because you had Paisley pick it up. The kid's like, really?
She's
Here we come.
Again, I already know how hard it is for adopted kids to be in a different family and to like grow up. I get it. But I don't know how you would do that with 17 kids. I don't know how that's possible without having, because you could, like, oh my gosh, the struggles I have with 4 kids. I couldn't even imagine the mental health issues that you're gonna have to go through with, I guess 9 of them are adopted. Like, insane. You're putting yourself into a situation that is just way too difficult, because kids who are adopted need special attention. Any adopted parent out there knows, these guys know it, but when you have 9 plus 6 bios, there's no way that any of those adopted kids are going to get the special attention that they need and deserve, right? So that's why group homes are dangerous. That's why these places where they just, like, these kids, they're just factories for foster kids, are super bad. Because they're just there, and how much money do they make off each of these adopted children? And if they're adopting sibling groups, which I think they are, it's even more money, and that's a lot of money. Just, there is money to be taken. They think they're making the money off YouTube channel. I want to just take a guess that they're also bringing in at least 6 figures or more just from adoption subsidies in their state. So, yeah.
Hey guys, so it's Thursday, and I'm all ready to go, and I'm...
All right, is that what you're going to wear? Pro tip, dudes. Don't say what I just said there. If your wife comes in dressed like that, and you're going to be like, this is what you do. That is really nice. Even though it's not. Okay? Just do what I do. Don't say what I just said. Like, is that what you're wearing? You have pearls on your shirt. Okay? Don't do that.
Go check on Paisley. I'm really interested to see how she reacts to all of this. This is my 11th kiddo getting to talk.
Oh, another one. Great. Kiddos.
I remember Cassidy. Oh my goodness. The entire time she felt so awkward.
You think? Did you film it too?
Like, Benji say a word, and she was just covering her face and just giggly, and other kids were just very matter of fact and very scientific about it, and so we'll
Can't wait.
see how Paisley handles it.
This is gross that you're filming this for everybody to see. but I'm here for it.
Come here. Paisley! How's your getting ready coming?
Rapunzel, let down your hair. Like, that's the vibes, right? Evil stepmom. Evil Mormon mom here.
What's going on here? I heard giggling. What is
I'm
going on?
fast forwarding.
So have you seen Paisley?
Not yet. Where is she?
Alright.
This guy. This guy.
Here she is!
He totally has Crocs, right? He definitely is wearing cargo shorts right at this moment.
Coming down the stairs. Whoa, Paisley, you look like a princess.
So is that what you're wearing, dude? I hope not. Paisley's looking like princess. Why you look like that? Why you look like you're at the parking team at the church? Okay? And he's wearing his underwear. You can see the white shirt under there.
Hey, Paisley, I'm not.
I understand Mormons. Why do you have to wear do you wear the underwear everywhere, every day? Like, clearly not, because we've seen all of them, you know, in swimming and vacations wearing bathing suits. Like, what is it? I'm not trying to make fun of you. Reach out to me. Why, when and where, or is it just special occasions? I don't get it.
Downstairs, I want you to walk down the stairs like you're going on your first date.
Oh, let's go.
This girl's not going on dates. She's 8.
Hold on.
No, like prom.
Okay.
I guess they've had like 100,000 kids go through there. I mean, some of their kids must be married now at this point. Fast forwarding. Okay, so dad's wearing
Supposed to open the door.
slick back hair with a golf shirt and shorts, and she's wearing a princess dress. Dad fail right here, okay, guys? And they have a Hummer, of course they do. If you're gonna take your daughter out to this beautiful thing, you better get dressed yourself, bro. Okay? Not cool. I don't like that.
There you go, young lady.
Okay, so we're in our car and we're on our
Said 17 kids. They must have a school bus, right? They have a school bus or something, right?
way. We got the dad.
Hello.
To dad.
We got the Paisley, the
She's being bred to be her mother.
princess of the hour. So Paisley, how often do you get to go alone with mom and dad
Get to.
on a mommy daughter date?
It's like so exciting because they never do it, like never.
Well, there's an admission. How often do we get to spend time alone? Never. That's because you have 17 children. Again, proof right there that these parents, there's no way they can give kids the attention that they need and deserve. Impossible. Imagine the jealousy between all the children, the bio kids and the adopted kids, and the adopted kids are obviously going to come with trauma. 90% of kids who come from adoption have trauma. Even if they came from adoption from children, from babies, there's always trauma. So I think I'm going to make the argument right now that what they're doing and the fact that they are allowed to continue to adopt this many people is severely, severely dumb. Like, it should not be allowed to. You should be like, go and adopt a few? 5. Max. Okay? But I get they need these kids to be adopted, and so they reach out to these families and are like, hey, we got 2 more, we got 2 more, we got 2 more. It's like literally like trading cards. Adoption places need to get these kids out. Okay? They'd rather than be with a family with 20 kids in a nice house that vlogs than be in foster care. I think I also would prefer that. But again, long-term effects, crazy. Both ways. Both ways have a very severe long-term effects. But I guess if we're going to play devil's advocate, a better situation would be to be with a family. I would every time go with that. So I can't really complain because they are taking kids in, but at the same time, they're exploiting them. So maybe you can just do it without exploiting them? That'd be good. Yeah? Okay. No? Okay.
Never.
Like,
Not very often, like once a year.
Once a year you get to hang out with your kid. Cool parents.
Like once a
Follow her for more parenting hacks. Don't. I was joking. Don't do that.
once a year.
Yeah, it's true. And so
You imagine being a child and getting to hang out with your parents once a year. So by the time you turn 18 and adult, you hung out with your parents 18 times by yourself. Okay? Wow.
do you have any idea what we're going to be discussing or talking about, or why we're even going on this date?
I don't know what we're talking about, but like we're probably, and you said like we were probably gonna talk about something. We're probably gonna talk about something.
We're going to talk about something. That's true.
I don't like your sound effects.
Like, give us any hints.
I didn't give very many hints.
It's like, who even cares? I'm going to dinner with mom and dad.
This guy loses at Mario Kart every time. He definitely lawn bowls. He sucks at darts, for sure. He thinks he's good. He's not. The guys from church invite him over for poker because they know they're just going to take all his money. His wallet's like that.
it's like so fun to spend time with you guys because I never.
This is heartbreaking to me. It's so fun to spend time with you guys because is that not heartbreaking to anybody else? That to me, they're like laughing about it. That's effing heartbreaking.
You guys are so fun.
Woo! It's so.
It's so exciting to hang. She's so excited to hang out with her parents because you guys are so fun. That just hit me. I don't know why that just hit me super hard. Like, that is so sad. I'm sorry. That hit me. Damn.
At this age, they actually want to spend time with you, and then suddenly you fast forward a few years, and they really don't want to spend time with you.
Not with you guys, because they only hang out with you 3 times when they become teenagers.
Do they, Dad?
No, in fact, they just say, can I come home a little bit even later than curfew?
See you, so this is just the best time to have these kind of talks and discussions because they still really like you and think you're really cool to hang out with.
Yeah. That ship's gonna sail soon.
Wait, Dad, I don't really feel like you
Again, why did he dress like that?
dressed, like fancy.
I have a collar shirt that's Nike.
Oh,
So that's like way more than what I normally do.
Okay. Nice.
I have these shorts that are on that are not Nike that have pockets that's way nice.
Okay, so
I don't like this guy.
this is a dress up.
Yeah, this is way dressed up.
This is a dress up for Dad. Is that okay with you, Paisley?
Yeah, I honestly don't really care about what he wears as long as he's wearing something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's important to me.
Yeah. As long as he's wearing something, I'm fine with it.
Now look at Mom. Now look how.
This kid looks like it looks like she's in a job interview. She's like, she wants to please her parents so badly, and she seems like a sweet girl. She seems like a nice girl, but she's so excited to hang out with. Like, I don't know if nobody else saw this. People commenting these videos or watching this stuff. Do you not see the absolute heartbreak that's happening right now? That's heartbreaking to me. Like, she's so effing excited to go hang out with her family because she doesn't get to. I mean, my kids are like, I'm like, you guys want to go? They're like, no, F off. Like, get off me. Like, you want to be in a place where your kids hang out with you so much they don't want to hang out with you anymore. This is heartbreaking. I'm sorry.
Beautiful Mom looks though. Holy cow! Whoa.
Your head rests on backwards.
Dad, you look nice no matter what, Julie.
Yeah, you look nice no matter what. You're handsome.
That's a lie.
Yeah!
Let's see this fancy restaurant I took her to. This is a fancy restaurant. This is a fancy restaurant. Girl's wearing a prom dress. You took her to Denny's. It's like a no-name gas station restaurant. What?
All right, are you ready for the talk?
Oh my God, here we go. Ugh. Brace yourself for the cringe, okay? Just swear pillow ready. We're good.
Yeah.
All right, Dad's gonna step in here whenever. Okay. So this is like the talk. Have you ever heard the talk?
talk.
Yes.
Oh, I should be scared.
She has no idea what the talk is. She just happened to be there, and her parents literally ambushed her to get content for the YouTube channel about talking about sex with an 8-year-old and just cleaning up on the views on this one. Like, this is gross. This is exploitation. This is disgusting, because her friends will watch this.
So this is the talk about where babies come from.
See, that's embarrassing. I'm sorry. You can have a private conversation, they can be embarrassed. She's in front of a camera. You cannot have, like, genuine talks when a camera's on you at all times. Where do you think they come from?
Where do you think they come from?
Your stomach.
From your stomach?
Yeah, but
Okay, but wait, how do you think they got there?
I mean, a lot of people say they're like just hitting it like a thing.
Oh, okay. So you're saying like tadpole people?
No, like really, no.
This is so embarrassing for her, right? She just wants to hang out with her parents, and her parents are like, let's see how much content we can get out of this. This is bullshit.
Like, oh,
Wait. So let me just.
Put your hands down, talk clearly so the camera, the audience can hear it. Her mom's, I don't like her. She got Ruby Frank energy.
just tell me.
Wait.
She is so embarrassed. Now, I get it's like, laugh. Again, it's just, it could be there are things you should reserve, especially family vloggers. Listen to me. Pull that shit out of your ears. Say some shit just that you can do together. Okay? This is one of those things. Periods, bras, shaving your legs, all that shit, none of it belongs on YouTube. None of it. First dates, first kisses, first dances, none of it. You can film it for your own records and watch it later at weddings and shit, no problem. None of it belongs to the public. It belongs to her memory, not for you to exploit and give out to the world, for her to have out to the world forever and ever and ever and ever. That is what is bullshit. Like how red her face is, she's super embarrassed. Mom's laughing.
A drink.
So Paige, the question, do you want me to talk about this and tell you? Or do you want Mom to talk about this? I'm like really good at this part. This is like one of my bestest stories. But I totally think it might be more comfortable if a mom shares her with her daughter.
What do you think?
Mom.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Why are they a thing?
All right. So first of all, have you ever heard the word sex?
What?
Have you ever heard that word?
Yeah.
What word? I missed it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, have you ever heard the word sex?
Sounds like she said yes. But sex. And so she's heard it. She's 8, of course. And why are you cringing? See, again, I need to point something out. I guess every kid might have this reaction. Depends. But I'll tell you what type of kid every single time will have this reaction. Christians, Mormons, Catholics, people who raise your children to think sex is bad. If your reaction to sex is like this, you've been raised to think that it's like a no. Okay? Now, I'm not saying it. Kids, anyway, I'm just saying. I know, because I know. Actually, no one, I'm looking back in my life, no one ever had the sex talks with me. I never had a sex talk. Never. Everything I learned was in high school. And I don't even remember any of it. I don't.
Have you ever heard that word?
Yeah.
You have. Okay.
The next question is, where did you hear that word?
Well, guess what? You probably heard it in a way that made you like go. Naughty.
This is so embarrassing.
Well, guess what? It's not naughty. Isn't that crazy? It's actually very, very special.
Like I heard this,
Yeah.
but like I just want to say because that's like you know when you're thinking there was like a little I don't
I didn't know anything. I did not hear anything she said.
because like
Because she's super embarrassed.
It's embarrassing.
yeah.
So listen, it's very, very special when you're in love.
Here's the thing. And us newer parents, like who grew up in the 80s, 90s and stuff like that, who now have kids, who all the stupid shit we did, when my kid does the stupid shit, I'm like, I did the stupid shit too. Damn it. I can't be a hypocrite.
What happens when someone's really in love with someone else? They get what? What do they do?
Married.
They get married. So that is when it is beautiful and special and not yucky. Okay? So I want you to know that first.
Yeah, like if you're not married.
Yeah, I think a lot of people sometimes, when they explain it, it sounds yucky or they make it so it's yucky, but
Why would you say it's yucky? When they explain it's not yucky. No, sex is beautiful. Inside or outside of marriage. I would, honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, I would prefer my kids to wait. At least until they're like, I would. I'll say to the ends of the earth. But if they don't, I'm not going to be mad about it either. I'm not going to set the expectation and be like, look, that's my preference for you. That's my hope for you. But if you don't, I still love you. But just make sure you're careful and all that stuff. Like there's conversations to have where they're Mormons and Christians are always going to be like, no, if you're not married and you do it outside marriage, like that's a sin. You're going to burn in hell and we're going to hate you. That's how this works.
it's not. It's actually how we make babies, which is awesome and beautiful, right? Are you ready? Keep going. We got a little bit interrupted by the waitress. Kind of a private conversation.
Really? You just admit it's kind of a private conversation that we're filming for YouTube at a public restaurant. Are you hearing yourself, lady? Are you effing hearing yourself? A private, you don't want the waitress to hear it. Okay, okay, great. But you're showing the entire world. OMG! Curse you! May the curse of creepy makeup baby haunt your dreams forever. That's gross. What you just said there was stupid. And you should feel dumb.
I don't want to have it in front of the waitress, so we
You don't...
about that sex isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
That it's beautiful when you're married and you're
It's also beautiful when you're not. Just saying.
trying to have a baby. It's very...
As I'm doing my research, a lot of Mormons, I asked that question. Are Mormon women led to believe that they are just literally vessels for babies? And some of them will say, yes, I do believe that. And some will say, no, absolutely not. But listen to this conversation right now. Married to have, you have sex to have babies.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know moms and dads have different parts, right? Like women and men have different parts.
Oh, explaining details is super special. We're not going to give you the audio. You gotta be kidding me. I'm just waiting for like the and then she's super disappointed, and then she gets pregnant, and then babies are born, and then flaps, and then there's flaps and stuff, and it's just like, you know, epidurals and oh my gosh. What is she explaining here? What is this? This is making me uncomfortable. What is going on here? What kind of kinks are happening? What is the claw thing? What's the claw thing? What is she showing her? Is this a sperm in the egg? I don't know what's happening right now. Lord help me. Do Mormons have claws? I'm joking. What is going? Oh, does she just? What? Look at. Oh my gosh! I'm in so much cringe embarrassment right now. What is happening? What is she saying? This is wrong. This is wrong.
Once that happens, it starts out very small, so it's like the size of this again, right? That's even smaller than that. And then...
Talking about, okay, she's talking about the, okay. What was the claw thing, though? The claw, what is that? I need to know, what, do I not, am I missing something? Okay.
It starts growing and growing and growing and growing until it's so big. And you remember how he had the cord that went to his belly button? So...
I know what that's for, like, that's when you're eating it, kind of like, so it can have, like...
To the baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Birds and the bees. Like, now you're getting to biology of babies. Okay, that's cool. But... what's the claw? I need to know what this claw is.
So when I eat, or when the mom eats, it goes to the placenta, and the placenta makes it special so that it goes through the cord and feeds the baby. It gets all the way till the baby is big, and then pretty soon.
So that's why you kind of have to eat.
And then the tearing happens. You want to scare your kids? Okay, so here's what happens, okay? Flaps, and tearing, and shreds, and screaming, and pain and terror. So... do with that information what you will. Be safe.
yeah, because the baby gets bigger. And pretty soon your body starts getting these like cramps. Have you ever had cramps?
Yeah.
Really bad cramps. And your back and everything. And then pretty soon you know that the baby's saying, it's time for me to come out.
Why are you talking about like babies?
Well, I just think it's really important that you know where babies come from.
The claw. What is the claw?
Because I think it'd be better to hear from me than like a friend or like somebody at your school trying to be funny or whatever.
I didn't see any, like, the daughter when she's talking about this part. Did she talk about this part? Or did she just say, she said parents have different parts. What was that? Parents have different parts. And then, like, the dad, I can't wait for not to explain this to my daughter. My wife's doing this.
I think it's better to learn that. How does Daddy treat me? Does Daddy treat me really good?
Yeah.
And we love each other very, very much. It's very, very important that whoever you choose to marry you...
Again, there's no way she was married at 13. That's, like, illegal, right? So they weren't married when she got pregnant. So I'm not saying that she doesn't want to pass these values on to her daughter, but 13?
Loves you and treats you very good. But until then, oh wait, when that happens,
Until then,
what happens is when they marry you, what do they do on this finger right here?
you put a ring. That's why they call it the ring finger.
finger because they put a ring. So at that point, when your
If you like it, then you should have put her in.
husband puts the ring on your
You
finger,
can never take it off.
well, you can. That's a promise to always be honest and always be true to him, right? And to not lie or not cheat or hurt him.
I hope that she says the other thing too, that, and also that's what he's supposed to do with you. What she's projecting on her child right now is this is it. Not just Mormons, not just Christians, everybody. This is it. You promise to love him. You promise to treat him well. You. She's putting all of the onus right now on her daughter to be the one that has to do all the thing. That to me, and I hope she says it the opposite is true. Like, that guy has to die for you. Okay?
Oh, definitely not.
Forever. So until that time.
So she didn't say the other thing, which was, and also he needs to treat you the exact same way. She just projected all that onto her 8-year-old daughter to say, this is he puts that ring on your finger. Now, literally it sounded like you then become his, that you have to honor and all this, but didn't say it the other way around. You guys hearing that, and how important it was, and how that important message that she didn't give her daughter, how scary it is that she missed that part? That is very, very important, that you tell your daughters that they're not the slaves of their husbands, that they're not there to please them, that it's supposed to be togetherness, that it's 50-50. Sorry, 100 and 100, coming together to do things together. When fundamentalists, Latter-day Saints and Christians project this onto the kids, this is, guys, you're witnessing right now how this shit happens, how purity culture goes, and how women inside churches become the secondary person at all times, the helper, the second person, the person who can't be a head, that can't be a leader, can't do anything. This is exactly where it starts. If you're wondering how this works, you're witnessing it, and that is crazy. Wow.
There is a special promise between us and you. Do you want to know what that is? That promise is he'll kneel down, he'll ask you, will you marry me? So me and Daddy are asking you, will you be honest with us? Always tell us how you're feeling about stuff. Will you? Always be honest in what you choose to.
Making covenants like this with children is dumb. Okay, let's be real. You want to get into little child psychology? Don't force your kids to make covenants with you. Like, always be honest, because when they let you down, then you're going to say, well, remember that time we went to that shitty gas station restaurant and you promised us you would? And then you put that on them. That is scary. Don't do this. This is purity culture. These purity balls and shit that they have in the States, where daddies take their daughters to these dances and give them the rings, and they pledge their virginity to their fathers, not to give their virginity to their fathers, but they pledge their virginity to seal it until they get married, so that the dads don't have to worry about them coming home pregnant. Purity culture and LDS and Christianity and fundamentalist ideals like this are very, very dangerous. Do not force your kids to make covenants until they're like at least 18, old enough to understand.
I hope so, because that's very important when you choose what to tell us about. If you go to parties, or if there's,
Mormon parties? Nice.
bad things happening in your life or scary things happening in your life, then you promise that you will always be honest with us and talk to us about it. Okay, well, I have a special present for you. And here, I'm going to let Daddy give.
They left something out, because they're gonna. If it was just a promise to be honest with you, like I want my kids to be honest, I'll ask them, hey, you know what? That's the free pass. That's the free pass conversation. When you do something that you think is out of the ordinary, wrong, and you just messed up, whatever the case may be, you call me first, that's your free pass. That's called the free pass conversation. I want you to be honest with me, but I will promise you that if you're honest with me and I'm your first call, free pass. Depends, unless you murdered somebody, then it's different. But that's the free pass conversation. Something tells me that they had a different conversation about the purity side of everything after this.
Are you ready?
Or before it.
So, Paisley, guess what? Oh, I'm on my bended knee.
Oh my God, this is inappropriate. I'm sorry. Not cool to do what they're doing right now.
Guess what me and Mom got you?
What?
This is the same thing like what a boy's gonna do. We got you this beautiful ring.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Isn't that pretty? You see
I
that?
don't know, I can't see. It's not in focus.
Like
Oh, you can't touch it. Now give me your finger. It has to be the left hand like mine's on here. See my ring's on there?
This left hand
Goes
right
on
here.
this finger.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put it on here.
So Daddy asked you to say, will you always
Paisley?
be truthful to us?
Will you always be faithful and honest with me and Mom?
Faithful and honest with your parents. Guys, some people might think, well, what are you upset about? This is a covenant. Not only is it the creepiest thing you can do with your children, and sealing it with a ring, which is meant to be for marriage. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. This is creepy. And again, when you talk about temple and veil ceremonies and all that stuff, Mormons do things weird. That's why we have to talk about it. Because it's not biblical. None of this is.
Awesome.
Now, it might be your family's tradition, and that's different. But if... You're setting your kids up to be severely damaged. Because when they make a mistake, they're not going to talk to you. They're going to go out, and they're not going to talk to you because you made a covenant. And now they're going to be like, I messed up so badly. It's weird how the psychology of this works. What else could they possibly talk about? Let's fast forward here.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
So I call it the circle of trust because
this is from Meet the Parents.
that ring will be a circle of trust with your husband. So what do you think?
If you guys don't see the psychological detriment to this, that you're married to us until you really get married. They're sealing a covenant with their daughter until their husband comes along. That's not biblical at all. That's actually kind of gross. I don't like that. That creeps me right out.
That would probably help me, remind me of telling you the truth.
Yeah, I'm being honest. And you know what is Kennedy's told me before, because we've done this with all of the kids, and when Kennedy got her ring, she used to wear it whenever she would go on dates.
Oh.
And she would just look at it, and it would just remind her of how special and sacred her virtue is, and to guard it.
Virtue, another word for virginity. The fact that they hold virginity at such a high level, they put it on a pedestal, is actually the most dangerous part about LDS Christian faith, about purity culture. That is so dangerous. Because they're saying if you give it away, and the onus is always on the women. Always. I'm so glad I left the church and now I'm seeing it from the other side. It's just such a weird world to be a part of. And no wonder people from the outside kept looking in and saying, you guys are crazy. And you're just like, no, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. No, you just don't understand. And when you come out from the other side, like I did as an ex-pastor, coming out from the other side and seeing it from the outside, especially as a dad now, wow, that's mind-blowing how dangerous this culture is. And it absolutely not what God intended. Now, we'll talk about that another, but I'm saying God intended the way that we're creating covenants with your children that are like this. Purity culture, don't have sex. Hey, you're 8 years old. You're promising dad and I that you're not going to have sex until you're married. And your older sister, when she goes on dates, she wears it to remind herself of virginity.
And to save that.
This is what happens, okay? You create this culture of girls who are scared to do it. They hold it so tight because they're scared to let their parents down. Isn't that crazy? And when they get to Bible college, I know this is going to sound really dumb, and you might not believe me, but this is where men will convince women to do butt stuff because it's not losing their virginity. And they can convince these girls to do this stuff. Or oral, everything but. And then they look for ways to skirt around the rule. If you're going to do all that stuff, just do the thing. Sorry. And again, I'll reiterate what I said about the LeBrant's advice. If you're going to get married just because you want to experience sex and because that's what's left of your relationship, that's the only thing outstanding, don't do it. Just do the sex. I promise you'll be way happier. And you won't ruin your life and other people's lives. Okay? I know that's counter to a lot of Christians' beliefs. It really is. But if you really search your soul and if you're getting married just to have sex, you're doing it wrong, and that is really stupid. And take it from a guy who went to Christian university and Bible college, okay? I know how this works. I lived it.
Someone really special when she gets married. So it's a good reminder. So will you wear it when you go on dates?
Definitely.
Yeah.
You're 8. Girl, you ain't going on dates till you're at least 16.
If it still fits me.
Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe you'll have to wear it on your pinky.
It's so creepy, everybody. This family, we're doing a lot of videos in this family. All right, the food's all cold now. Just talked about babies and the claw. What is the claw? I want to know because I want to do it. Okay, let's move on.
I should have it'll be a lot more
This is so heartbreaking. This girl's like, when you guys go away, when I can't see you. She's crying because she's literally the happiest little girl in the world right now. And even though she's being embarrassed in front of camera, This is the most heartbreaking story about this is not even the sex talk, the purity shit and all that weird stuff, is that she's so happy she's crying that she's being around her parents. I can't get over how sad that is.
I'm more heartwarming because I know that you guys
Yeah, keep filming there, Pops.
It means so much to you.
You know what means so much to her? It's not this. It's the fact that she's getting the attention she never gets because you guys, and I'm going to say it, I don't care. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. You guys are selfish. You parents and the money that you're making from the state, and even though in your heart of hearts, what you're doing is probably considered noble, but at the same time, it's at the cost. There is a cost to this, and the cost is sitting right in front of you. She's literally crying tears of joy because she doesn't get to see you very often, and she's getting one-on-one attention with you. It's just literally making her cry tears. So, yeah, there's virtue in it, but there's also like a selfish aspect of this whole thing, and I don't really care what you guys think, and it's true. 17 kids is selfish.
Whenever you look at it, you can think about mom and dad and how much we love you.
Okay, I've learned a lot, so I think we're done here now.
Yes, like, let's get out of here. So what do we learn? We learn that this family's crazy. We learn that LDS, and again, the reason why I'm so enamored with the LDS culture is because it's really close to fundamental Baptist Christian culture, which I grew up in, okay? That type of theology and all that kind of is really similar. Obviously, the thing that separates it is LDS has like secret shit going on with their sacred veil temples and all this weird shit and all the things, the covenants they have to make and all that stuff. But in the Book of Mormon and things that supersedes other things, and obviously we're going to get into it, but it's super interesting to me because it's really reminiscent of my childhood church. Very similar. And the things that they taught us just like this, about your purity and everything that's in, I kissed dating goodbye and I always wore a purity ring. I wore a purity ring until I got married. I swear to God I did. And I look back on it, I'm not sad that I did it. I'm not mad at myself for doing it. I'm glad I waited. But at the same time, I feel like I'm not going to push that shit onto my kids. There's an expectation that I'm going to have for my children that I think it's really important to save yourself and to just at least till you're in love, and that it's important to not just give it away like it's, I don't think you should be giving away willy-nilly either. So I don't think that's a good thing either. But I mean, I definitely see the other side of this. How the sausage is made, and I hope it helps people wake up to that stuff. But the one saddest part about this entire video was how happy this girl was to spend time with her. It's like, it's almost as if she's like hanging out with celebrities. It felt like she was just like, I cannot believe this is happening right now. And that to me is sad. And we learned that adopting 9 kids and having 6 of your own is selfish shit. I'm sorry. I don't care I know that adopting kids is noble. I know that's a great thing. I never did it for clout and for accolades. I hate when people say, oh, you're amazing for doing it, because I try not to tell anybody. Well, I mean, tell you guys, but I hate when people are like, oh, you're so incredible. I'm like, no, it was never in my plan to adopt. We did it because that's what family does, okay? But when you're adopting that many kids, you've got a responsibility to other kids too. And there's no way you can be a good parent to 17 children. She just admitted we hang out with our kids one-on-one once a year. The other time is spent vlogging and doing all the shitty videos and exploiting your children and changing their names. I'm sorry. A name is a really, really important part of your heritage. It doesn't matter if your parent was a crackhead, whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter how bad they were to you. Your name is something really special to you, and sometimes is a lot, especially for kids who are adopted, is their anchor to their past, which is good or bad. But in my experience, and I think a lot of people's experience, you got to let them have that thing. If you change everything about them to assimilate into your, let's be real, blonde hair, blue-eyed family. I mean, there's something to be said there that you tried to assimilate, you changed everything about them and you want them to be you. When they get older, they're going to realize that was their identity that you took. Okay, they had the one thing that was theirs and you took that. A lot of shitty scariness going on with this family. We're going to cover a lot of it because that's full-on exploitation, without a doubt. Hardcore exploitation here. This is insane that these people are famous. Mind-blowing. So, hope that's been a wake-up call, and if you guys know what the claw is, please let me know. Hey, what am I missing? Do I have to tell is there some instructions I have to give my wife? I don't know, I want the claw. But take a deep breath with me, everybody. Whew. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, so Instagram and Facebook. And say this with me. I will never film giving my kid the sex talk for YouTube. And then when a waiter comes by, I'll be like, this is a private conversation, and then literally tell the entire world. Okay, I'm never going to do that. Say that with me. Okay, thanks. Don't do that. Also, know that your value and your worth comes from who you are. And during this hard time, when COVID and everything that's happening in the world, just people are getting fatigued with everything going on. you can still be an awesome person. You can still do really great things, and I encourage you to do great things, even if it's a small great thing. The tiniest things could be the greatest things. Now, if you're in a place where you can give people hugs, go damn well give people hugs, okay? Hug your kids, protect those kids around you, your friends' kids, your nieces and nephews, your grandchildren, protect everybody. They are the priority, they are our future, and when people exploit them like this, speak out, and that's where your value comes from me anyway. And you are my therapy, and I will see you